Hey everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're doing an unboxing slash first impressions slash tutorial of the new Kylie Kyshadow bronze palette. Now I haven't opened it till today so I can share my first impressions with you guys. So let me know how I get along in the comments below. Give it a big thumbs up if you like it and subscribe, and if you want to see how we did this then keep watching. As you can tell by the title, we have another unboxing video, and it's another Kylie Cosmetics unboxing and first impressions. And I was so excited I managed to get my hands on her new bronze eyeshadow palette, and I don't know how I managed to get this because it sold out on the website in about 60 seconds, so I must have been extra quick. But it arrived on Saturday and I shared it with you guys on Snapchat, and it was really good, and I haven't actually opened it yet. So I wanted to give a true first impressions, and I'm also going to do a little tutorial with it as well, so we can have a look at the shades and how they blend and things like that. So let's get the boring stuff out of the way and talk about price. And I'm just going to have to check my phone because I can't actually remember how much it was. So the Kylie Kyshadow palette was $42, which I actually didn't mind. A lot of people were saying it was quite expensive, but for me, I wasn't too bothered. One thing that I did mind is the shipping cost, which I think is way too expensive, and that was $14.95. So the total altogether came to $56.95, which, yeah, maybe was a little bit expensive. I then got hit with a lovely customs charge, which then cost me £14.38. So in total it did come out at quite an expense, to be honest, so we'll just have to see if it's worth it. So this is what it came like in the box. There is a lot of protection in the box, which I like because it's travelling a really long way. So there's foam on the top, and then you get the nice little card with her eyes that wink at you, how nice. And there's a lovely little message on the back, and this is going to go with my other one. And the eyeshadow palette came in a foam pocket as well, which means it's extra protected. This is what it looks like. I absolutely love the packaging of Kylie's products, and it's got the bronze detail on the outside because it's the bronze eyeshadow palette. And I just think the packaging is quite simple, but it really stands out. So let's have a look inside. I've been so excited to open this, I can't tell you. And I think I've done quite well not to open this when it arrived, because I have had to wait quite a few days now, so I think I've done pretty good. So this is what it looks like on the outside, absolutely beautiful, and on the back is all the different shades. Okay, I actually think it's love at first sight, to be honest. All of the shades are absolutely stunning to look at. I don't own a lot of mattes either, and I think pretty much all of them are matte shades except for just these two right here. And if I was going for an eyeshadow palette, these are the colours that I always go for. I am definitely a warm browns and bronzy kind of girl, and these look like they're going to be amazing. This orange one in the centre looks stunning. I can't wait to use that one. I like the look of the more shimmery shades. They're not too shimmery, so we'll see how those apply in a second. And there's a really matte dark black as well, which I actually don't own a really dark matte black shadow yet, so that's another one to add to my collection. The look of these shadows, you can create pretty much any look with this. There's a lot of really nice daytime shades, and then the darker shades at the bottom for more smoky looks. So let's swatch a few and see what we think. I'm going to start by swatching the black shade, because I'm intrigued to see how pigmented it is. So that's the black, and it's actually really pigmented. That is the darker brown. Wow. And I'm not the best at swatches, but just look how pigmented that is. Okay, now let's try a couple of the shimmery shades. Let's try this one. Wow, they feel really creamy. And again, super pigmented. So those are the two shimmer shades. I'm not sure whether it's picking them up, but I can say they are very pigmented. So what I'll also do for you is I'll take proper pictures of all the swatches and put them down on my blog. So once I've done that, I'll leave the link to that down in the description bar below. Now I think it's time to put this through its paces and see what eye look we can create with it. So I've come in a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing, and I'm not going to do this as a Kylie makeup tutorial because I actually want to do one of them separate. So this is just going to be what I make up as I go along, and I'm going to try and use as many shades as I possibly can so I can get an idea of how they work and how they feel and blend and work together. And I also apologise in advance if my eyes look pretty red. I'm suffering so bad from hay fever at the moment and it's really winding me up, so hopefully they don't look too red and sore today. So let's try and use as many of these as we can. I'm going to go in first with this middle shade here, which is called Citron, and this looks like it's going to be my favourite shade, so that's why I want to go in with that one first. So I'm taking that on a fluffy brush and we're going to apply that into the crease. And there is some fallout in the palette as I'm picking these up, but I always find that with more pigmented eyeshadows they always have a little bit more fallout. So all I'm literally doing is just dabbing the brush into the shadow and then tapping off the excess, and there is a lot of pigmentation. But next I'm going in with this top left one, and I think that one is called Topaz. Again, there is some fallout, but this one is also really pigmented, so I personally don't mind that. So they're feeling like they're blending out really nicely. I'm just using a really light hand to start buffing out the edges because you don't want the edges to be too sharp. Okay, next I'm going to take this one, which is more of a warmer sort of caramelly brown, and I'm also taking this on the outer part of the lid as well now. For the lid I'm going to use this bronzy shade right here, and I'm switching to a flat brush for this, and this one feels a lot more creamy than the other ones. It's not got as much fallout either. So this one isn't as pigmented as I maybe thought it would be. It's not heavily shimmery, it's more of like a soft metallic finish. But I still think the shade is really pretty. Now I'm going to go in with this reddish brown shade at the bottom, and I'm just going to use this to start darkening up the crease a little bit. And even though there is fallout in the palette when you pick up the shadow on your brush, I don't feel like I've got any fallout down onto my cheeks or anything like that. I don't feel like it's messing up my makeup because it's all falling down. Honestly, I'm really loving this palette. I feel like you can match any shade with each other. Usually in an eyeshadow palette there's always like that one or two shades that you know you're never going to use. But with this palette, any shade can match with each other. I'm going to use a small amount of this darker brown here, and I'm just popping this right into the outer corner and onto the outer part of the lid as well. When I saw Jacqueline Hill's first impressions, I was so excited to get this palette, but then I saw so many people slagging it off and then it just made me wonder, but to be honest, so far I can't fault it. I'm going to go in with the palest shade right now, and I'm going to use that to highlight the brow bone. They're all blending so seamlessly together. Also going to use this in the inner corners as well. And this one is super pigmented. Usually I find with the more lighter shades like this, they're not very pigmented and sometimes they can be quite chalky. whereas this one is super pigmented. Next, I'm going to use this shimmery shade at the top, which is the only other more metallic-y finish. I'm going to use this to highlight the brow bone as well. And on the inner corners. And again, it's just really subtle, it's not too shimmery. For me personally, I probably want a little bit more pop, but to be honest, it does look really pretty as a highlight. Now for the lower lash line, I'm going to use this more caramel brown again. And I'm just using a pencil brush. And then I'm going in with the darker brown, and I'm only going to go sort of into the middle with this one. And I think the only shade I've not used yet is the black, so I'm just going to take a little bit of that. And I'm just going to use this on the outer corners along the lower lash line as like an eyeliner. And I'm just going to line my eyes. I'm feeling bronzy because we're using the bronze palette, so I'm going to stick to browns. And I'm just using the Urban Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow as my eyeliner. So I've just applied some mascara and lashes real quick, and I've used the Revlon Dramatic Definition Mascara, and then I've used the Ardell Demi Wispies, as you know they're my favourite, and I've just gone in the waterline as well with this nude pencil, and it's from Rimmel and it's in the shade Nude as well. And I'm just going to finish off by applying my highlighter because I've not applied that yet, and I'm using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle. I'm just going to go over that with some Champagne Pop. And I wasn't sure what lip to pair with it, but I'm just going to quickly line them and fill them in with the Kylie Lip Kit in the shade Exposed. So that completes this makeup look and my first impressions of this palette. I'm happy that I managed to use every single shade. Overall, I really love it. They're so pigmented, really blendable, and I would maybe want a little bit more of a pop in the shimmery shades, but I know that Kylie doesn't really go for that look. If you're looking for an eyeshadow palette for every day, this is definitely perfect. You can also turn this into nighttime because you have got the darker shades as well, so it is really versatile. And the choice of shades, I think she's got perfect. Every single shade you could match with each other. There's not any that I wouldn't use in here. So personally, I think this is great quality and I think she's done really well with this palette. I'll definitely carry on using it and do more tutorials with it as well. Price wise, I'd definitely pay that again for the palette. The only thing that puts me off is obviously the shipping and the customs charge, which does make it quite expensive, but if this was in a shop, I'd definitely buy it again. So that completes my unboxing and first impressions of the new Kyshadow Bronze Palette. Let me know what you think about it down in the comments below, and don't forget to give me a big thumbs up if you like it and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye!